Yeah, that.
That was awful.
Yeah, so you remember how we reviewed It, like the new It, right? And I'm going to refer to it as Good It now because it is. Well,
I have to now.
We went to rewatch the 1990s miniseries because we hate ourselves.
We finished it like seconds ago.
Yes, it's bollocks, 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 bollocks. It is.
Open the curtains.
Yeah, it's truly abysmal. Like, it's literally the only redeeming factor is Tim Curry.
Oh god, there's a lot to talk about.
Oh,
most of it
yes.
compared to the new It, because that does a lot better.
Yeah, the new It does almost everything better.
Which-
Hell, the new It even...
I don't even like the new It.
No,
so-
I do like the new It, and it's... Hell, the new It is actually scarier than this one. I mean, it's not scary, but at least it tries harder.
This just...
Yeah.
What is it trying? Was it trying to be scary?
I think.
I don't think it was.
Then why did Pennywise turn into like a fucking spider thing at the end?
And why did it have like a glowing six-pack which turned into a green screen? Are fireworks in it?
And it looked like the underside of a turtle.
Oh yeah,
Over.
at the end of part 1. So they've defeated Pennywise, supposedly. And he just flies over and looks like a giant glowing tortoise.
It's like the underbelly of a fucking turtle. Tortoise. Turtle.
It's like in fact, it's like a praying mantis spider thing.
Yeah. What? What the fuck? And like, Tim Curry isn't even in the climax, which is the saddest part, because Tim Curry is the one good thing.
He's barely in it. He's in it for, I want to say, 20 minutes out of 3 hours.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, all that time he's
Oh, I like how at the beginning you said special guest appearance. That was definitely a special guest appearance.
I mean,
because
yeah.
he was only in it for like
20 minutes.
not even in a sixth of it.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Of course, he also was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
No, he wasn't scary. He was just sort of... He was charming. Yeah, that... oh, God. I mean...
right.
Where do we start? The cast?
Go on. Oh.
They're basically all... The cast are almost all bad. Child and adult actors, aside from Tim Curry and the guy who played Adult Mike. I liked him.
It's like the kid... Right, I think we should start with, like, the kid bit. Because there's only 45 minutes of that.
Yeah.
In the new it's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
3 times the length, way more character building, and, you know, extra scenes and more information.
And I hate mainly how it cuts between adult and not, because you could think, well, one of the kids might die, but well, no, they're in the future, so
yeah, there's no threat actually. It negates any threat.
because I had a feeling one of them might have died in the newest, except
I was kind of thinking one might.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping one might.
To
be perfectly honest,
I kind of wasn't though, because if one of them died, it would kind of remove the sort of satisfying conclusion to each character's personal arc.
yeah.
It's one of the main things I liked about that film. And symbolism.
Symbolism. Oh god. Oh god. Right. So you've got, you know, the Jewish guy who had this big character arc in the new It.
Yeah, and like the character has got
Then-
the figure in the creepy painting who simultaneously represents his, you know, his apprehensiveness of being forced into like a religion he doesn't really agree with, but he has to live up to his heritage.
Yeah.
And eventually he comes to accept that fact, you know.
Yeah. And then
In this version, he's a Boy Scout,
and
they say he's
he
Jewish
says oi.
once. They say he's Jewish once, and that's about it. You know.
He has like 3 lines.
Yeah, and then he slits his wrist in a bathtub.
What? Which is,
and his wife walks in and makes truly the funniest series of facial expressions I've ever fucking seen. I mean, I'm gonna put the images for that in like the image of this video, so you'll see what I mean. They are fucking hilarious.
oh god.
And then it's just a face where he's got his mouth slightly open. You'll see what I mean when you're watching.
Keep sucking.
Yeah. no, my favourite verse of that is on a video of Palpatine fighting Mace Windu. That's like when he's just after blasting with Force lightning, and he goes back and goes, And it's when you're not, but she keeps talking.
Oh god. I don't think we've even really started because there's so much that's wrong with this
so
film.
bad.
So much wrong.
So bad.
Oh god. Okay. I think we should actually say why. So let's go through Beverly. She's okay. The thing is, her confronting her dad was this big climactic moment.
Yeah, it's a big.
But that's the first interaction she actually has with him.
Yeah, she confronts
in the film. Him. It's like, oh no, I'm standing up to you, and then the next scene is like, oh, okay, he's looking in it's the bathroom scene,
which I think New 8 does better.
He seemed fine with her, a bit creepy, but
you know, yeah, it's like those scenes are in the wrong order almost.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it creeps McGrapeface just doesn't have much of a role in this one.
He's barely in it, so there's no point for him.
Yeah, there's no emphasis of that whole thing. Though admittedly, no one tries to shoot a cat in this version.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
There's no assumptions of cuntiness.
Right.
Well, I think about so you think about each of the characters' arcs. So obviously Stan, who's barely in it. We've talked about Beverly.
The problem with the I think after watching the New It is the fact that I didn't know who the child ones were compared to the new ones.
Yeah, no, I know.
And then when they got older, I didn't know because I didn't know who they were before anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who was who.
You couldn't identify by name because you didn't know their names.
I barely did by the end.
Yeah, same. The only guys I recognised were Bill because he was a mate. Yeah, that stupid ponytail. Beverly because she was a girl, and Mike because he was black. The others I didn't really know.
Yeah. I kept mixing up 3 characters. I thought the Jewish one was alive and with them. I mean, the fat guy was his whole character was he was fat, and now that's gone. So I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously in the New It, he does have his own whole thing going on there, but
not anymore.
No character development. It's no character development. It's fucking Stephen King, man. Okay, so we've addressed Ben,
the Jewish guy,
Stan.
Then there's the guy who was played by the guy from Stranger Things in the new one. I don't know who that was.
That's
in the new film.
No, Richie. The glasses.
Isn't he the Jewish one?
No. Stan isn't. Bill is the kid.
No, his
is the main character.
So I thought it was.
Richie is the guy with the glasses who cracks all the jokes. Well, yeah. Mike is the black one. Beverly is the girl. Stan is a Jew. Who else is there? Ben is fat guy. And Eddie is the hypochondriac.
I think I know which one, but God, he has no character.
He has no character in this one.
I don't think. I honestly don't think I remember him having a line in the child part. I don't remember him.
Oh no, he had a couple. Yeah, I think the only one I can remember. This is Stan. He's Jewish and he says "Oi." That's all I can remember.
That's it. I don't think.
Meanwhile, Richie in the New It is probably my favourite character in the movie. So go figure. Also, on another note, the sewers in this version don't look like sewers.
No, they don't.
Look like an ironworks. Yeah,
the scene at the end of the Terminator.
Yeah, like in the steelworks. Apart from Pennywise doesn't get crushed, which would have been a weird reference thing.
That would have been That would have actually been really funny.
That would have been, yeah.
It's just he gets defeated by being crushed.
Well, then there's a bit where he jumps down into a little sort of a drain hole, and it's just his hand there. I was half expecting to do the Terminator 2 thumbs up thing.
Well, he's got the balloon. Oh God! So they in the climax, which is completely undeserved because the thing is, it's not because
they put in a bunch of
it's because they're doing nothing about it, but it's because they've got no. 3 of them actually had that thing where they have to overcome something.
Yeah,
all the others didn't.
3 of them overcame their fears, the others didn't. Well, again, in the new version, all of them have their own personal demons, which represent, something about their lives that they need to overcome. Be it fear of disease, abusive parents or whatever.
hence the emotional climax is earned because there has been build up. Here there is no build up, so it's just happens and you don't give a shit. I mean, honestly, I spent most of the film just waiting for the next time Pennywise would appear.
Oh yeah, because whenever he's there, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, whenever Tim Curry's on,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, whenever Tim Curry's on screen, it becomes like fun. You know, he's not scary, but he is fun and he is charming.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
All right, we've gone. So that climax, and then you got Pennywise as.
Pennywise turns into a big ant spider thing that's got a turtle belly that glows.
In the climax, it's just like he has the Eddie has battery acid.
I was trying to think, and I realised I think the point is it's not actually battery acid, but
it's a gazebo.
No, it feeds off like people's fears and negative emotions, and I think also mental perceptions. So him believing it was battery acid had that effect on it. I think.
Why couldn't he just said it was something like a thing that could kill Pennywise?
I've no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I think, and this is a big emphasis. That's the idea of that, but I don't know. Yeah, it's God, there's just so much wrong.
Oh God.
I mean, like Mike's role in this version is always completely different to his role in the
because it was the
modern
fat
version
guy who actually compiled all the.
Yeah, in the modern version, it's a fat guy who
and
compiles.
then the New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, and the Kids on the Block poster. It's Ben who compiles all the like historical information. Mike, but Mike's the guy who fights Henry, a douchebag, like a cunt or whatever. You know, he fights him, and he also has his own character arc with the sheep and the bolt gun and stuff, which of course then turns up in the climax. Foreshadowing. Well, Chekhov's gun really. Chekhov's bolt gun. So again, they gave him a character arc that he just straight up didn't have. And to be fair, he was my favourite character in this version because he was the only other good actor.
Yeah.
Aside from Tim Curry, like I liked him.
All the others were just really boring.
All the others were just.
Oh, the bicycle scene. I will describe this. So, for some reason, his wife goes to Derry in Maine, obviously, and then so she's there, and then Pennywise kidnaps her and puts her in a spider web, and then she's a vegetable when they get her. So now she's a vegetable now, and then so they find the bike, and then Bill finds the bike that he was. Which was a weird scene before where two grown 40-year-old men were playing round on bikes.
Yeah.
And it kept cutting between young them and old them, and it was so weird. So he puts himself and the wife on the bike, and then they ride down a hill, and suddenly his wife's not a vegetable.
No fucking clue. No.
What is... It's just... She just... unbecomes a vegetable somehow.
Boris the Pug here thinks it's stupid.
Oh, good Boris the Pug.
He's got his little sad face on. You'll see him. You might see him in the video or thumbnail.
But
yeah, just make. What the fuck was that?
I have no idea.
I mean, and why does they just go into Pennywise's lair and suddenly it's like the fucking xenomorph hive or something? Like seriously though. The Pennywise's sort of lair in the new it makes far more thematic sense. Because A, float, and B, all the clown shit that's lying around. Because in that version at least, it seems Pennywise is an actual, clown, not just a big interdimensional spider alien. What?
And I don't think they even explain what he is.
No, they don't. They're just like, oh, he's a spider now. Okay.
Which would be so weird for anybody else because they've never explained that he can change. He has, but they've never explained what he is, which I kind of like.
Yeah, the new version.
Then he just transforms into a massive spider.
Yeah, the new version kind of does that well, and there's all sorts of implications from a clown and stuff. But what he exactly really is never fully explained, and it's there's a serious mystery. But here it's just like he's a fucking giant spider now. Don't question it.
And then, the first part's so hilarious.
Oh yeah, the bad child acting.
The bad child acting. The bullies were just pathetic.
Yeah, they're the world's most incompetent bullies. They just can't do anything.
Then, like, you know, in the new one, you know, that you actually show them being dickheads and they're kind of a credible threat. In this one, they just fail. They constantly fail. They fall at every hurdle. You know, they roll down a hill. They get rock-ward. But I must say, this version, this
version of the Rock War was better because the tone's a lot better in this. Because you actually know it's consistent.
The tone's a lot better. It's crap throughout.
It's consistent.
Yeah, but on its own, taking them on its own though, the Rock War from New It was far more fun.
Oh, it was far more
because
fun.
It had cool music. It was actually like you actually got the sense those rocks were actually hitting people instead of vaguely bouncing. I swear to God,
yeah, they're a rubber.
Yeah, there's like this bit where they throw the rock and it sort of bounces off his side and it literally sort of taps Henry's side and just falls off. And Henry's still like the lead bully, and he grabs it and just goes ah like a diving footballer. Fuck off! You know, at least in like the new version, there's some actual impact from those thrown projectiles. Oh, dumb, so dumb. I mean, it's not like it's even that hard to make something look like it actually hit a person, for fuck's sake. Even if you are on a TV budget, and you can really see the TV budget.
Oh.
I mean,
and then there's the scene, you know, where Georgie gets taken, which is so, it's almost, but you can see the rain because it's sunny and you can tell it's fake rain.
Yeah, you can it's really obvious rain stands. I don't know, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, why can't we just film all the day with rain? I don't.
Well, filming movies is a bit more complicated than that.
I mean, a lot of the time they do have to fake rain, but you know, obviously, I think, and the new version must have done it a bunch of times, but they were actually like good at hiding it, you know.
Yeah.
This one they probably only had a couple of rain stands to use or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I would like it if it just happened to be raining, they just film a scene with rain.
You can't always do that though. Availability of actors and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a real pain. Shooting a movie is a pain in the arse from what I've seen. But yeah, it's just so weird.
Yeah. What else is there to talk about in this weird, terrible film or miniseries? The length is ridiculous.
It's way too long. Also,
it's way too long and doesn't develop anything. All the characters, it's like you said, they were reactionary to everything.
Yeah, that was my point. They were reactionary. The characters especially in the adult ones, almost never do anything proactive right up until the very end of the climax. But the thing is that it's the same case with New It, but in that version, it kind of feels there's some satisfaction to see they're finally taking the fight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking the fight to Pennywise and they're going to kick his ass. In this version, it's just like, well, you know, we've been getting spooked the whole time. Now let's go down with some silver rocks and a fucking slingshot. You know, it is not, and I think this is the big sort of phrase to describe this miniseries. It has not earned it.
No.
It does the climax like it's had all that character building and personal story arcs, but it hasn't.
That's the point of a miniseries. You're meant to make it longer.
It's a 45 minutes longer than the new version, yet simultaneously feels far more underdeveloped.
Well, to be fair, the new one was only based off half the book.
Yeah, but at the same
less
time,
than half, I'm guessing. Because if this is really accurate to the book is terrible.
Yeah. Then again, and Stephen King was directly involved in this, so you know.
He's not.
But
doesn't matter what you think about Stephen King. He's not the best at quality. The stuff he doesn't endorse, like The Shining, is one of those critically acclaimed films.
Stephen King has some very weird taste when it comes to adaptations of his work.
Maximum Overdrive, which he himself directed.
Where
cars come to life because of a comet.
I like to think of it as a prequel to Pixar's Cars films. I mean, all I need to see with that was...
Have you seen that, like, Green Goblin truck?
Yeah, the fucking Green Goblin truck. Yeah, Stephen King hates the Shining movie because it's not faithful to the book.
Look at that.
It's there.
It's a cat.
For the benefit of the viewers, there's a cat sitting just outside the window here.
Ah, hello.
Not a random cat. Who's cat?
Yes. Come on. Oh, he's a good cat. There's a good cat.
I don't think she's noticed us.
She will in a minute.
Gotta admit, it's a pretty nice spot for a cat, isn't it?
Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, it wants to come inside. Okay, this is going to sound really weird on audio.
The cat is in the building. Take me out to the audience.
Get in the bag. Get in the bag.
No, she's just gonna sit there.
Oh, well done.
She knocked over your money pile.
Oh. Right.
Come on.
Keep talking.
Yeah, so the cat's sitting here now. She's on the sofa. It's called May. Do you want to meow for the audience? Come on. Give me a meow.
Come on.
I've forgotten what I was saying now. I'm too focused on the cat.
I forgot. The length?
Oh yeah. It's Stephen King's involvement. Yeah, Stephen King just doesn't seem to have very good taste when it comes to adaptations of his work. Yeah,
Which is
he endorsed Maximum Overdrive,
the Shining miniseries.
but hates The Shining, one of the, a critically acclaimed film. What the fuck is up with that? Give me a minute.
Right. So, I guess it. You know when all the pictures in the past of Pennywise,
Yeah.
and they say that's the clown, looks nothing like Pennywise.
Yeah, and it also, they mention that the illustration of Pennywise the Dancing Clown comes from the late 1700s. So why the fuck does he dress like a modern clown? That's the thing where the new Pennywise design makes sense. He is dressed like a Victorian clown because the implication is he's from, the late 1800s. There's logic there. But of course, the real question is how long has he been around? Because he's in that illustration of the sort of signing the charter that founded the town in the first place.
I'm just thinking, but the Seth Green's character is the guy with the glasses.
Yeah, Richie. Beep beep, Richie. Beep beep, lettuce. Anyways, please stop making jokes about suicide. Beep beep, lettuce.
So, right, he's one of the three people that are overcoming the demons in the climax of the kids one.
Yeah,
but he's got a werewolf, which he saw a film of. I Was the Teenage Werewolf. It said on the thing, but he wasn't scared of it.
Yeah, I mean,
so why is that his fear?
Why is that his spook?
And
I mean, in the new version, his fear is far more strongly established.
yeah,
He's just straight up scared of clowns. So you can the whole Pennywise doesn't even need to go to any effort to spook him. He just needs to basically stand there. It's it just makes this.
It's just so. It's bad writing.
Yeah, it's badly written. I want to go and ask Stephen King, the fuck was this?
I bet he wrote it himself. Well, he did. No, he did write it. It's based off a novel. I bet he wrote the screenplay.
Oh, we should look. Should we look that up?
I'll do it.
I'm not used to using. This is being recorded on a Mac, the devil's laptop.
Motherfucker! Oh, I knocked over. You clean that up.
You knocked it over.
I've got to do this.
I'll sort that out. You clean up the thing you just knocked over.
It's too late.
No, it's not.
It's too late.
Clean it the fuck up.
Alright, Stephen King.
It didn't hit any of the electrical stuff though, so we're fine. Right. 1990s.
I've got a towel here. I always keep it in here, so.
A movie. So you just got to hear that whole thing. The DVD's okay.
Cleaning everything now. Yeah, cheddars.
I think I'm not too bothered with that. Right. It was adapted by Lawrence D. Cohen and Tommy Lee Wallace, who also directed it. The cast includes Harry Anderson, Dennis Christopher.
You have to read it all out.
The only person worth mentioning is Tim Curry.
And Seth Green.
There's a special section for special effects.
Oh, Oh, that'll be good.
Is it by any chance? Original storyboards of Pennywise featured exaggerated rubber cheekbones, a sharp chin, and a bulbous forehead. But Tim Curry didn't want to be
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Well, he didn't want to be under loads of prosthetics and makeup.
Yeah.
Mostly practical effects. Yeah, I believe that. And the
It was
spider.
stop motion for the spider.
The spider figure was actually a hand constructed model. Yeah, it wasn't quite like the original. The original sketch design they did for it.
I'm gonna refill the cups.
Here we go. Now let's. This is the section on the reception. So I think this should be particularly interesting.
It was that thing where, oh, have you seen it? It's not.
It's not about actually whether you liked it, it's whether you've watched it. As of September 2017, it has a 57% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Is Matt Roche of USA Today gave it a positive review.
What?
Ken Tucker from Entertainment Weekly praised the performances but didn't like the special effects and pacing. Hollywood
Which is understandable.
performer basically liked it because Tim Curry.
Oh, well, everyone would.
Yeah, no, he's the best thing about it. God, they got loads of positive reviews. Oh, here we go. This is what Stephen King said. Stephen King commented on the miniseries in a 2015 interview and was appreciative of it. You have to remember my expectations are in the basement. Here was a book that sprawled over 1,000 pages, and then we're going to crowd it into 4 hours with commercials. But the series really surprised me by how good it was. It's a really ambitious adaptation of a really long book. So yeah, I guess. I was released on VHS and Laserdisc. 1991. Do you remember Laserdisc? 90s kids remember. Yeah, it's got a really good critical reception at the time.
Watering the plant. I'm just doing stuff. Well,
Rolling Stone writer Sean T. Collins this year called it legendary.
legendary.
What?
Is it like
Yeah, the miniseries largely bungles Pennywise's powers, but you see, I don't get. I mean, different time and all, but I don't get how you'd find that scary.
Yeah.
It was just charming.
Maybe it was for the time.
Yeah, no, context of the time is
Scary's
important.
different over time.
What people,
isn't it?
yeah, what people consider scary changes a lot.
Yeah. Like now we're in the dregs with jump scares and everything.
Yeah, now we are in the sort of point where people's taste in spook has got to the lowest level.
Not the lowest. There probably is a long way to go before we get to the lowest.
How can you get worse than jump scares, though?
I don't know. Find a way.
Life finds a way.
Yes.
Writers find a way.
Anything else about it that we should?
Maybe on the subject of jump scares, maybe the way it approaches horror,
Oh God.
which I think I have to kind of commend them because they went for more of a
Surreal.
yeah, they went for less jump scares, more just subtle, surreal weirdness.
Yeah.
Stuff that's
The
out of
guy's
place
head
and
in the
strange.
fridge was just bizarre and kind of funny.
Well done, actually. Yeah, it was a really well done
but
effect there. I have to give him credit.
It was really funny.
It was unintentionally funny. It seemed like something out of a black comedy,
Which I'm guessing it was.
Actually, I should
Unintentionally.
write that down.
It was meant to be
Talking head in a fridge. Have them be like the wise mentor character.
No, it's just in a sitcom. It's like you've got the head in the fridge.
Yeah, talking head in a fridge. And I just need to have. I always think. I think I need to have like a big list of sitcom ideas.
Like the guy who lives in the fridge and he doesn't want anyone to find out. He accidentally chopped his head off, but he's still alive somehow. So he has to live in the fridge so the government don't find him.
Yeah. That's well, that's a production for another day. Right now, we've got to deal with this
Thing.
not the thing. That movie's good.
It. We'll deal with it.
It, but what is it?
Shit.
Is it shit? Yes, it is.
Shit. Is it?
It is shit.
It is. Yes.
It is. But was it? I'm gonna stop now. Yeah. We're running out of things to say, and we've only recorded
this thing
half an hour.
This thing is a lot longer than the 2017 year.
And you really fucking feel it. This thing felt about twice. There are a few points in 2017 where I was thinking,
it's a bit long.
When's this gonna get going? But this, I spent the entire movie thinking, oh, when is this actually gonna pick up the pace?
I felt like I was gonna fall asleep during part one. We watched them both separately.
You were I recall you actually. You seemed really tired when we were
I woke up when we started watching Trainspotting then. Which
but I think that was because the quality film awoke
and that
you
went
from
really
your slumber.
fast.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, isn't it? The really good film, which is an hour and a half long, went really quickly, but the awful one felt like it went on for days.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it would be the other way around, but time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana.
So, anything else about it? Because I think we have run out of things.
I like the library scene, like the bit with the balloons and the exploding balloons full of blood and they're dropping onto people and they just don't seem to react. I think
the one guy in the library was like the balloon went past his face and you could see him.
Yeah, but at the same time that's kind of unavoidable because he's an extra and he's kind of. I mean, as much as you try not to, you would flinch at that. But the point, I think, if they'd executed it a little better, that would be a really creepy scene. Just like again, it's that sort of nightmare logic where something really messed up is going on, but you seem to be the only person who's aware of it. Like, I think that's what they were going for, and I think there were a couple of times that they did almost achieve it. So I'll give them credit.
Right. Oh, what was I going to say? What was it? I've lost it now. Oh, the climax of like the whole thing. It's just awful. The guy, Eddie, just comes out and says, "Oh yeah, I'm a virgin, a 40-year-old virgin,"
and then he dies.
It's like, oh, I wonder why he's saying he's a virgin.
Oh, is he going to tell us about how he's 2 days from retirement and he's got his wife and kids back home as well or something?
Well, he hasn't. He's a virgin. He died a virgin.
I think that's something we can all
And then
pity.
it's like, Pennywise is a 6-pack, and it's meant to be his weak spots.
When Pennywise turns into the big spider
for some
monster,
reason,
he has a glowing bright 6-pack, and that's his weak spot. You have to attack it for massive damage.
And then, oh god, and then they bring a slingshot with silver, like only 2 of them as well.
Oh yeah, only 2 hunks of silver. You're not going to need any more.
It's like 2. And then the guy says, "Why didn't you bring a machine gun? Why didn't you bring any sort of gun? Why didn't you bring like a stick of dynamite?"
I mean, there's
or
no
something?
actual evidence, and this isn't shown. I mean, it makes sense in It because obviously they're all kids. Yeah. But in this version, like for all they know, bullets might be very effective against Pennywise.
And you know what might be
great?
great?
Hell, silver bullets. Go full on werewolf hunter.
Then, right. I'm sorry, but if they're adults, they could probably set themselves up with like a stick of dynamite, maybe.
I mean, if they were adults,
a stick of dynamite is plausible.
If I was like in America, and I was about to fight an interdimensional creature, I would load up on every fucking weapon I could find.
Yeah, you find them in the bins.
Yeah, you just head down to the local gun store and just walk out with just like 2 submachine guns and like a shotgun, an assault rifle, and a rocket launcher strapped to your back. Actually, I would watch that version where they kill Pennywise with a fucking anti-tank gun.
That's going to be how it should have ended. I guarantee you, because they brought up a machine gun.
No, what is it? There's like a scene in The Simpsons where it's like Homer buys a gun. It's like now I assume you'll want all the accessories. Ooh, we've got ammo belt. Yes, please. Silencer. Yes, please. Loudener. Yes, please. Autococker. Ooh, I like the look of that. And this thing is for shooting down police helicopters. I'm not going to need that. Not yet. Okay.
What is he trying to do?
It's like, well, can I have it now? No, law requires a 3-day waiting period. Well, we'll give you a background check. Well, that's just stupid. Yeah, well, if I had my gun right now, yeah, well, you don't. Just fucking, yeah.
It would be way better if it was. This version of it would be way better if it was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger style.
I want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger as It.
No, It, like this version of It, but instead of being played like a Stephen King horror film, it's played like Predator.
Yeah, but instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's Chuck Norris. Well, it would end. It'd be like 4 seconds.
But if Pennywise was Chuck, like it's Pennywise was Chuck Norris, and they literally can't beat him.
That's why he's invincible.
Yeah.
It's not because he's an alien from another planet. He's just Chuck Norris in a costume.
Yeah, it's just Chuck Norris. Just. You know, I was actually reading the news recently. Chuck Norris actually died in his home in Texas. Apparently, he's getting over the minor inconvenience and will be back in action soon. Also, when they were there, they found his diary. It's called the Guinness Book of World Records. And fun fact: did you know he grew his beard at the age of 18 seconds? Fucking Chuck Norris.
Good old Chuck Norris.
Also, I think he may be the Messiah, but yeah, that's still unconfirmed.
No, I think it's pretty much confirmed.
You could, as Bill Wirtz said, you could make a religion out of this.
Like Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man. Fucking worshipping Pepsi Man.
Oh. So, anything else about It?
Fuck.
I think that's about it.
It.
That's about that.
That's about
it.
It. Oh
God. I hate the name of it because it's so annoying.
It's a good name, but it's very frustrating. There's something else that I wanted to say, and it's bugging me. We talked about the incompetent bullies. Oh yeah, the stupid fucking way
the sound effects
and the way it's shot.
That's so weird. God. Because there are these like screeching sound, the most random sound effects ever. Just
there's like this bit where I think Bill realizes something, and it just goes, and there's a sudden this down and out, and it zooms in on his face. He's like, oh.
And
it looks like the guy from in like there's half of most of those shots where they zoom in on his face, and he looks like the guy from Troll 2. He's like, oh my god,
this is my house.
Oh yeah, well the sort of point where an old woman looks like the witch from that.
Then there's the opening bit where the first time you see Pennywise, then there's this sound effect.
Yes.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I think she says that.
Hi. You like sweets? I got sweets. Lots of sweets. They're all loud. Yeah, like again, the Pennywise just ain't threatening. He's just too lovable.
So should we wrap it up there? Because I don't think we have.
I was expecting to have loads to say, but it's just so soul-crushingly dreary
and boring.
I think we should just head to Final Verdict.
Final Verdict's it's terrible.
Absolutely awful.
It made me somehow like the new It more because
I like the new It. I appreciate the new It far more, and I also normally I'm opposed to remakes, but I think this is a case where it needed to be remade because the original was arse.
Yeah.
Like the only good thing about this is Tim Curry.
Oh yeah.
3 out of 10.
2 for me.
Extra point for charming.
Oh yeah. So that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That is it indeed, and it was
We've accidentally become experts on it.
Yes.
All we watched the mini-series and the new 2017
all we need to do now is
we probably would listen to the audio book.
Yeah, all we need to do now is
experience it at the same time.
Read the book.
Or like 8 hours of. I'm gonna guess it's 8 hours.
Yeah, audiobooks are long. But I think the final thing we can say is it is shit. Please don't watch it. We put ourselves through 3 hours of that, and I wanted to kill myself by the end. We slept in between the 2 halves. I still wanted to kill myself. So
and we have train spotting as well in between.
Yeah. Even with the break of a good movie,
which we needed.
Yeah, we needed that. Jesus, don't inflict that pain on yourself. Maybe watch a couple of clips on YouTube. And just, please, we care about you.